Suprava, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the podcast, the lead generation queen. So I know you have more than 170,000 followers. You're a big influencer. You go by Your Marketing Girl. You are the co-founder of AcquisitionX. And you're just this queen of lead generation. So what is your story? What's your background and where are you from?
Right. Okay, thank you so much for the lovely compliment. Really appreciate it. So when it comes to my story, it's a little on and off, I would say, when it comes to the entrepreneurship part. But I'm basically from India, and but my entire client base there in US and some other parts of the country. So yeah, coming back to my story. So I mostly started off when I was in college because I was pretty much bored. I'm talking about back in lockdown time. So I used to do a lot of copywriting gigs. I used to do a few social media marketing gigs. I just didn't have any niche. That time it was just random. I did a bunch of internships as well.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's very on and off. So finally I decided that I want to shift towards to this thing. I had this one resolution goal for 2023. So I was like, okay, I need to start something of my own, no matter what, because this is not something that I want to do in my life, right? So I started working out with an influencer, and it was going pretty great. But in the end, that influencer kind of scammed me.
Oh no.
So that time I was like, okay, I need to do something on my own apart from this. So I started creating content on LinkedIn. Then I got, I guess, 2 or 3 leads for lead generation, because that time that was something that I was making content on. Again, I was not very sure.
Yes.
That is something that I want to do. I was just randomly picking anything and I was just creating content on it. That's it.
And you realized quickly that you're actually good at it.
Yeah. So lead generation is something that was, I would say I had a lot of knowledge, but I didn't know if that is something I wanted to do, because lead generation, I felt it's a little stressful work, because people mostly rely on results. With social media or copywriting, you can just give them the copy and they'll be satisfied. But with lead generation, they'll be like, okay, you only get paid when you bring me 10 leads or 20 leads. It's like that, right?
Yes.
Right? So yeah, it was a little stressful. But anyway, I was randomly experimenting, so I started making content. I got 2 clients. Both were pretty good. So yeah, that's how I started. Then I thought I'll also start creating content on Instagram, and I did. Last year around July or August, somewhere around that. And I started going viral around August. So it took me 1 month to overall experiment the kind of content on Instagram as well. Because there also I was not very sure if I should create content on lead gen or in general, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's how I started, and yeah.
That's amazing. And I love that on your socials you give away so much valuable advice for absolutely free, and you incorporate all these AI tools that I didn't even know existed. So which leads to my next question. If you could give the best B2B lead generation strategy for 2024, what would that be?
Right. So one strategy that I think is working really great, not just for me, for my client as well, is sales triggers. So what do I mean by that is, right now, people, what they're doing is they're just scraping leads of their ICP, they're making a list, and then they're cold DMing or cold outreaching, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But what they're not realizing is just ICP is never enough. It should have more impact, right?
Yeah.
It should have relevance. They should have the potential to buy from you. They should be looking for your service, right? So the best way to find out these kind of things is by scraping job portals. It means let's take if someone is looking out for an SDR, we start reaching out to them. We tell them if you hire an SDR, you'll have to pay them at least this much. And if we were to work together, you will save this much in your cost. Plus, here we guarantee you the results. With an SDR, you don't know. Plus, you have to train them. With us, we have already worked similar companies like you guys, and we promise you that we will bring you this many amount of results in X amount of days. So yeah, that is one strategy that is working out the best for me at the moment. And I think not just me, for if you also start doing this, it would like work best.
That is so interesting, yeah, because not many people say, I'll give you exactly this many in this amount of time.
Yeah.
That's super valuable. And then what would you say is the best way to get organic leads?
Right. Organic leads as in B2B, right?
Well, yeah, B2B. I mean, any organic leads without using any paid advertisement.
Right. The best way one can get leads is by giving out free value and lead magnets. So, I'll tell you one thing that I'm doing right now. What I'm doing is I'm going on LinkedIn and I'm trading sales assets using Gamma.ai. And just using those sales assets, I'm just saying something like, hey, I just made a document regarding how to get leads in this amount of days. And if you would like this document, just like this comment, like this post, comment down this particular thing, and I'll send it to your DMs. So that is one thing that is working out really great. Then, because I of course use this strategy on both of the platforms that I'm very active on, that is LinkedIn and Instagram. And then what I do is I send them like a tally form and I collect their email address.
Yes.
And sometimes their website, so that I can enrich them and basically I can make like a warm sequence thing, so that I can just reach out to them using warm emails. Like I can say something like, hey, I just saw that you viewed my document regarding this. I just wanted to make sure that what if I create this similar system in your business in the next few days?
Yes.
How about that? And then they say, oh yeah, absolutely loved your content and we would love that. So then I ask them for a call and then I show them the workflow on how we build that system.
And then it generates to be a sale. That's actually a really beautiful funnel that you've got going there.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And what are your thoughts on AI in the lead generation industry?
Right. So I'll have to say this, when AI started taking over, I think back in 2022, in the beginning I thought like, okay, it might take our jobs or anything. To be honest, the opposite happened. All our competitors who were not doing that well in the industry, just they're not doing pretty well because AI is now there to replace them, right? But what happened with us is we started using AI to become even better.
Yes.
So right now we like around, I would say 23 something sales tools just to generate leads for our customers depending on what niche they're in, who they are serving with. So if anything, they made our work very easy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Definitely.
Yeah.
And what would you say is your favorite AI tool to use when it comes to lead generation?
Oh, that would be a
You can't say ChatGPT.
That's I think Smart Leads is absolutely the best when it comes to sending cold emails and doing stuff with anything regarding cold email, because in my niche people are really active when it comes to emails, right? So that is something I would rank the most high. Then maybe Clay, I'm not sure if you know, but they're currently doing pretty well. So these are the two products I think are doing really great in the market right now.
That's great. I'm not familiar with Clay, but I'll definitely have a look at it after this podcast. And then to finish off, let the people know what you are busy with and what you got going on currently.
Yeah. So just right before that call, I was doing a webinar inside my school community. So apart from doing the agency business, the content part, I also have a school community where it's a community of B2B founders, sales managers, or freelancers, in general people who wants to learn lead generation and also wants to network with similar people who are in the same niche as they're in.
Yes.
So that is also something that I do. And regarding what I do on an average daily basis, I think most of the time goes on sales calls, because I'm when it comes to my agency, I take care of the sales part. My co-founder, the be honest. He takes care of the operations, the client retention, deliverables, all these
Yes,
things.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing, and it's so nice that you're creating this community and helping one another grow inside of that community. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that is all my
Amazing.
questions for you, Suprava. Thank you for giving us insight and some valuable insight on those B2B lead gen strategies. And I'll definitely have a look at those AI tools as well. Yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to have this podcast with me.
Thank you so much for hosting me in your podcast.